I would say for not only myself as the CFO, but for the board itself, we want to see a very streamlined process where the information is being updated as real time as possible and is providing insights. The insights element comes from getting actual information into your budget model and for the comparison and the alerts to be provided to management so we can use it to create actions and run the business. And most budgeting processes today are very passive. They are based on historical data. They usually are anywhere from a month to 2 months old before you can look at the data and do anything with it. So for a CFO and for an executive management team, you really need information which is more real time and which is more actionable rather than getting something which is lots of data on a spreadsheet and you really don't know what to do with it and how to act on it. So the aha moment for me was two things. My budget director passed away suddenly. And I know it sounds like it's something that would never happen, but it happens in real life. Somebody dies. And she died, and I was going into a board meeting, and I presented a budget to my board, and then somebody came along, one of my employees came along and said, the version of the budget you presented was the wrong version. It was saved on Excel. Our whole budgeting process was done in Excel, and the version I was using was not the right version. And that's when I realized that I can't run a business with 1,000 employees and over 350 million in revenue doing budgeting on Excel, and I got to find a more sophisticated budgeting and planning model than what I had. Information sharing was very challenging using a traditional Excel-based model. It was really very siloed. The only person who knew what the budget looked like for a department was really the department itself. It wasn't really a centralized version for the whole organization to share information. So for me, I think that was the one thing. I think the other thing for me was the analytics of the information were, again, very siloed by department, and it was very hard to look at the information across departments and see how the enterprise as a whole was performing because of the fact that you had these different versions of Excel, and they were kind of linked to each other, but if there was a formula error, guess what else? You never nearly knew about it till you actually audited the Excel book itself, and you never really thought about Excel auditing it till, in this case, the budget director passed away, and we started auditing the Excel book, the workbook, and we found errors in the workbook itself.